Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VV OMI update video. Earth 2 as well. We have a lot to talk about. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Let's talk about the Earth 2 trailer, what Shane said about the Earth 2 trailer, and then actually get into the details and all the minutia of it. So Shane says, in the latest Earth 2 video premiere in a few hours, so this is from this morning, so join us, retweet, spread the word. And does say, before you watch it, I have a few things I'd like to say. We're not saying this footage of Earth 2 version 1 is special because it looks so good. We're saying it's cool because it's functioning on a global scale without loading screens. So a lot of people are going and in the Earth 2 community, like they say, oh, how does this compare to Veveverse, Chavez? We haven't really kept up with VV, so there's a lot of things to go over. I'll just say this. You know how in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Uncle Phil says to his kids, like, I love you all differently, but equally. So these are going to be similar. Like, there'll be two metaverses, Veveverse and Earth 2, but they are going to be different. So even though I'm going to love these both equally, they are very, very different. Veveverse right now will have mini games at some point in the future, and Veveverse will have, it's a amazing glorified showroom. The graphics are going to be insane on Unity Engine. But Earth 2 right now, again, just what Earth says, just what Shane said, this is on a global scale without loading screens, and this is absolutely fantastic. It is currently, for the videos released, the prettiest metaverse that I've ever seen. Again, from the videos that have been publicly released. That could change at some point. But anyway, going on, saying you can zoom in from space to a blade of grass, continuously move from one side of the world to the other, all in engine without loading screens at a pretty level of detail. At a level of detail we think looks pretty good. All footage is recorded in engine, so there's no pre-rendering, there's no loading screens. And please consider before ridiculing or comparing us to game studios, which have teams into the hundreds or thousands of developers and have historically released multiple AAA quality titles on limited map sizes, often much smaller than New York. So be advised that in comparison, the space of New York is 778.2 kilometers squared, accounts for about 0.000152% of the map side inside of Earth 2 version 1, which is 510,072,000 kilometers squared. Please also remember that we are on a relatively small team who, while already working against all odds, have had a very hard time expanding and attracting the right talent to join our team, largely due to very public accusations made toward us in over 50 plus videos on YouTube from influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers containing mostly incorrect or misconstrued details with the overall intention of labeling us a scam. Yeah, remember how we had somebody in VV that had kind of done wrong by the team? Same thing, same exact person actually had happened with Earth 2. So most likely them just using their influence and their money to pay people to go and call Earth 2 a scam. So this continued irrespective of the fact that we kept building product, showing progress and implemented AML, KYC, and numerous other processes required to follow various compliance regulations around the world and have processed well over 20 million US dollars in withdrawals. I don't know how much VV has out-processed in withdrawals, but oh my God, this 20 million is a huge, huge number, well into the 8 figures that they've already processed in withdrawals. Now, it is a hard pill to swallow when you interview talent and they are keen to come on board, only to have them turn around and suddenly say, oh, wait, I just saw you guys are a scam on YouTube, and then walk away, or having agreements with companies fall over because they don't like the bad publicity, or have internal team members blackmail you or try to rip you off. It can ruin a legitimate business. Ben, oh God, I'm so sorry. I know I caused some of the problems when after 10 months or so, I finally retaliated, especially with the challenge I issued. I do apologize for that. I was already struggling with them targeting me all the time or misconstruing the details about Earth 2. We see a lot of fudders do the same thing with VV. But when they started targeting our developers who were just doing their job, I snapped and felt the need to stand up for my teammates, but I did that in the wrong way, and I'm so sorry for that. So that's just Shane just apologizing, even though I don't think he needs to really apologize for that. If you're going to bat for your team, that's something I'll always stand by. He goes on to say that at least one influencer has since deleted a number of his anti-Earth 2 videos. I think that's Kira TV. I'm pretty sure that's the person, but Shane doesn't exactly name him. Say, I would tag his name, but I'm sure he doesn't want the attention, so I'll just leave it. Again, I'm pretty sure that's just the member. I think him and Aria Realty had gone on back and forth. I gotta get Aria Realty back on the channel. He goes on to thank his family, the support of us, everyone here involved, so that's really cool. And again, so compare and contrast time. Earth 2 has we'll go over the video now, so it has a avatar called Kyung, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yes, Kyung is the first avatar that is shown in Earth 2 version 1, and it's the first one that's showcased. So there is a little bit confusion on who they'll be using. Originally, they were supposed to use Ready Player Me avatars, which I thought would be great because that would be interoperable with Vivi because they're both using Ready Player Me. But then Earth 2 decided at some point that they will be using their own avatars, but then I heard that they were still going to use Ready Player Me avatars to start. So again, I'm not 100% sure. Well, there's just so much information on E2. It is hard to miss. It's pretty easy to miss some information. So comment down below if you have an exact answer and a link for that, please. And boy, do they make her a thirst trap. So we'll go over the video right now. It just starts off with a cover of Mad World by Gary Jules. That's I guess the original was Tears for Fears. Anyway, they do a cover of Mad World, which is really cool. I get really excited. And when they go to the sea, I'm not sure what ocean it was. I'm not really sure where the landscape was at this time in the video, but it looks to see a school of fish and you see sharks. So it's like, okay, we at least have aquatic animals. I remember Shane back in the day in a Discord AMA going and saying, someone's asking, are we going to have animals in there? And Shane says, well, we're going to have, my kids want pets, so ... as in they're all going to be there. Now, we didn't see any land animals per se. Like, I didn't see any squirrels. I assume there's going to be birds, but I didn't really see any, which, I don't, by the way, I called this like 3 years ago that Earth 2 would have dinosaurs because when they're out on a mountain and they're looking over the vast, beautiful landscape, I go and I see like, oh, I hear a gurgling. It's like, what is that? And then suddenly you see a T-Rex and I was like, oh! When I tell you I screamed just like that. My housemates were probably, Chavez, what the fudge are you doing? Anyway, I was super excited. Now here's where the difference between Earth 2 and Vivi comes in. Earth 2 having dinosaurs is absolutely bananas. Vivi already has dinosaurs, like actual licensed ones, Jurassic Park dinosaurs. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Vivi has already gone on and said, hey, Vivi, the app, is just basically a glorified high-end showroom. It's a shop for high-end collectibles that are super scarce, super rare. Everyone loves them, favorite characters. But again, at the end of the day, it is just a showroom. Kind of like at the end of like a roller coaster or end of a ride at Disney, you get a gift shop. That's what Vivi is. And Veveverse will be a place where you can go and make stuff super animated, make little games out of it. There's going to be other mini games inside of the Veveverse, ones that we can develop, ones that Vivi's developing. Ron English had gone on and said, oh yeah, by the way, Delusionville, that is the Ron English-based mini-verse inside the Veveverse. Whatever they're going to call them, but it is an IP-branded world. That is the first one that we have. The other ones, we're not 100% sure who yet. I would likely say, I would love to see like Mumbot on there, because she has like Mumbot World. She has a bunch of stuff over there. Anyway, we have some mini games that we're going to get. I don't know what they're going to be, because again, Ron English's Delusionville was teased at DesignerCon in 2022. We finally get confirmation a couple months ago that it's actually coming. The Monopoly Man with the mobile grin. If you have one, you are going to get a special surprise in the Veveverse. We're just not sure what that is yet. Speaking of special surprises, we got a free airdrop if you had all of the Feesh. You get one of the two tanks. I have the DJ Octo tank, which is really cool. And then you get a Volcano tank as well. Again, you get one of the two, but if you have multiple sets, you get multiple airdrops. And be advised, there's only 149 of each of those. So whoever got those, good on you. Anyway, speaking of surprises, we'll go in and say that the other surprises that I see with Earth 2 is that, hey, Chavez, you mentioned dinosaurs, but isn't this supposed to be like a high-tech city? Yes, it is. So they're doing the type of Dragon Ball Z type of thing where you have the Capsule Corporation, you have Bulma Briefs and Dr. Briefs running that corporation of all the high-tech stuff, putting stuff in capsules, and then they also have dinosaurs in the outlands, in the outskirts of the city. You have dinosaurs. Sometimes they invade the city, especially when someone takes their baby. And then, Sandman has to save them. Anyway, but they're doing a Dragon Ball Z type of world where in the cities, it'll be super, super high tech. And outside of it, it's just going to be nature. So you can have one or the other, whichever you decide to play in. Again, Vivi's just going to be more IP based. So the Veveverse, you're just going to have, again, I don't know how high tech the cities are going to be. The drone video game is really what I think is going to separate Earth 2 verse versus the Veveverse, because That is just like a video game, like almost like a AAA rated game. They bought the drone video game years back, and they're finally going to release it hopefully next year. So it is going to be more centered around gaming. Veveverse, again, we're not really 100% sure. Yeah, we're going to get the showroom, and we're going to get OMI to accessory, and that's going to rocket the token. And then we're also going to get the IP branded worlds. Not 100% sure what we're going to do in that, but the IP branded worlds should come in 2024. Then after that is the customizable avatars from Ready Player Me. I'm hoping that Earth 2 and Veveverse can come to an agreement where they can be interoperable stuff. Most of the Earth 2 stuff should be interoperable and be able to go into the Veveverse. I just don't think, because of all the crazy licenses that VV has, I don't think that they would go and say, oh yeah, Earth 2, you can take these things, but you can't take these things. I think it's going to be all or nothing for them. Kind of like that, is it Backstreet Boys? I forget the name of the song. Anyway, I had to Google that. All or nothing is O-Town. Anyway, so it's going to be an all or nothing thing, I think. Again, this isn't confirmation on anything. I don't work for VV yet. Maybe one day. But I just can't see VV going and saying, yes, you could take some of these licenses and put them in Earth 2, but not these. That just doesn't seem to be really fair. Now, with VV-specific IP, you might be able to say, oh yeah, take the logos and put them into Earth 2 if you're going to have like a VV city inside of Earth 2. Link down to Chavez Topia, by the way. I'll incorporate VV in some way in that Topia. Anyway, moving on. As far as active users, you do have 150,000 monthly active users in Earth 2, which is a bit more than VV's 25, but again, VV's 25,000 active users is really just for the app. Veveverse hasn't been released yet. Once you get that, you'll get a bunch of accounts coming back, going and setting up their showrooms, going and trying to do some games, and then you're also going to get some new people like, oh, what is this? It's a new metaverse. There's a couple people, especially gaming channels, that'll go in and just react to it. They'll get a bunch of people other reacting to it, even if the gamers themselves aren't that into it. A lot of other people will follow and just do that. So where does that leave them in the next 6 months? I don't know. David did say that he wants to have, I think he said like 500,000 users in the by 2026, which is not too hard to do considering we already had at least half that just for the app and not including the gaming, not including the play to earn game that we're going to get with Tengoku Sensu. I don't know if that's play to earn or play to burn. Comment down below and correct me if I'm wrong. The Essence token for Earth 2. So I think Earth 2 is ahead of VV with how it looks and the gaming aspect. Just they've been working on it for 3 solid years. VV is obviously ahead of everyone else in the entire world in terms of IP. But for the token, the team's been working on the token for quite a while, and a specific blockchain team has been working on the token for most of this year. And it's going to be obviously through the rest of next year as well. They're only going to be hiring. For Earth 2, however, we haven't even gotten the white paper yet. Now, Shane did say that when the white paper comes out, they were aiming for the end of the year, so it hopefully will be this month. Happy December, by the way. But even if it's not, even if it's in early Q1 of next year, Shane said as soon as the white paper comes out, the exchange listings won't be too far behind. So I'll say latest by the end of Q1 of 2024, we have an exchange listing or a couple of listings for Earth 2 and their Essence token. I won't do any price predictions right now just because we don't have the white paper yet. Originally, we had a $5 billion circulating supply for the Essence token, or a max supply, but they said it's likely going to be much, much less, like probably $1 billion less. So if once the new white paper comes out and we get to see exactly how deflationary the Essence token is and exactly how many there are that's going to be in max supply, how much is the circulating supply, I'll do another video on that on top of all the rest of the updates that we get. Which one is going to be better? I don't know. I mean, most of my portfolio is in OMI right now, but if Earth 2 comes out and says, yeah, we're going to have a billion tokens and it's going to be super deflationary, that might change. I don't know. Again, I only have about 40-ish thousand of the Essence tokens. I've got 176 million of the OMI tokens. So again, that'll hopefully change before the end of the year. Hopefully I can get a little bit more, but something has to happen beforehand. Anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. And say which one you're most excited for. I'm excited for both. We could both like both of these things. We could like one or the other. It's okay. Healthy competition is good. I know I already said my goodbye message, but this is good. They'll push each other, and they're both going to be successful. Which is going to be more? I don't know. All right, I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.